What is the ideal timeline after you graduate in college? Can you rest before starting to apply for jobs? ID say none? Never thought about this. But always assumed after ID graduate ID enter the workforce right away. Maybe I'm just worried about bringing in money and afraid of looking lazy though. Line up job months before graduation using recruiters visiting campus. I have 15 years experience and been unemployed over a year now with over 1,000 submitted applications, so ID say none. You have no idea how long it's going to take you to find a job. Like 6 months before you graduate. You should have been applying for jobs halfway through your last semester. Ideally, you've got something lined up before you graduate, at least a summer internship or something. The sooner you get into the job market, the better. But if you don't have any financial responsibilities, you can take a year or two off with no worries. Never, always be on the hunt for something better. Real talk, you should be applying for jobs freshman year, lol bare minimum you should start junior year. But the best time to start is now if you can land a job and set the start date out after your graduation. That be optimal especially in this job market. A lot depends on your major and what jobs you are looking for. If it's competitive, seasonal, or in a specific location, you probably should be looking even before you graduate. If you are open to a wide range of jobs in different locations, you can take a few months. I started in college. How long can you afford? Do you have savings you can live off of? Your best bet is to start looking for a job the semester before you graduate and negotiate in a week or two break between graduation and your start date. But a lot of people struggle to get the find a job while in school part done. Other than that, it's up to you. You could start work the day after you graduate, or a month, or a year, or never. The typical timeline is sometime during the summer after you graduate, or at the latest, the fall. But again, it's all up to you and how much of a break you need. Just be aware, the longer you go without finding a job in your field, generally outside the 1-year mark, it's going to be harder to find a new job. Because if a company is looking at two candidates, a fresh graduate with fresh knowledge and someone who graduated a year ago and hasn't worked in the industry yet and has likely forgotten a lot of stuff, the company is going to choose the first one. Depends on how hungry you are. I didn't rest that time because I wanted to maintain my momentum. If I rested, I would feel demotivated and risk being unemployed. I wouldn't and am not planning on a rest. Fulfill your days with the job. Also, your knowledge is the best at that time. From personal experience, people who don't apply for job immediately after finishing college or university often end up unemployed for years because they get lost in self-improvement journey. I'm not saying that taking a break is bullshit, but from my experience it has no benefits. The ideal timeline to rest after college graduation varies, but 2-3 months is a common benchmark. This allows time to relax, travel, and recharge before starting a job search, internships, or further education, setting you up for success in your career. No ideal time. What matters is securing that job. Dollars in one's pockets is key. You can do whatever you want, but depends on your goals. For myself, I had already spent the past 4 years losing money on schooling, so was trying to spend more time bleeding out my savings. Started full-time work 5 days after my last exam of my undergrad. I know many people who took the summer off to travel before even thinking about applying to jobs, but my financial goals didn't allow for more time spent without making money. The sooner you get into the job market, the better. You need a rest after college? You are going to be in for a shock then when you start working.